It's on the 1st of May 2025. You deported Ghanaian branch be our Maryland and Montezor, specifically Baltimore. Ghanaian branch again and no yeah. I am sure said there are a lot of Ghanaians almost so and also more deportation mess mu and also removal eba betoma. Na so bu okwana or USA Montezor and also my fufu so. Ni yem sise no the to the gym. Me ni lawyer ni ba kwa wagidi wo my Ghana mu ha. The wedding trend ebe twenkomo. But first, remember we just a higher Gossips 24. Myself, so be near subscribe button so. Now I click the bell notification icon so that you follow your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, BBR, gossips24.com, and gossips24 TV. Now feel free. So I bet you want to do a comment section of our share video so I'm a first in preparation. Now belated happy birthday to Betty Johnson. I be Betty, forgive me. Forgive me for messing your birthday. Forgive me. Belated happy birthday, Betty Johnson. Yakupo Ishao. What is it? If no one will cherish you, you understand? Yakupo Ishao, Betty Johnson. Now let's come back and let's go deep into the gist. It's on the 1st of May 2025. And a better about saying we are seeing now to say Ghana near Bantie and the Kojo Buaite Frimpong. And it's over 32 years old. Now USA Hona Modena Kono. Wakosa Okwe Kosia dear Kojo Buaite. Okwe Kosia dear. And there's a Maryland, specifically Baltimore, and a Kojo Buaite. Asia dear a war. And I say a tra in the year 2024. And I do Kojo Buaite Frimpong Kojina Court. So Kojo, videos be on phone so. Videos be on phone so. They share videos now. I said enkwala videos. Na enkwala ibu amopa azigi. Enkwala ibu amopa. Videos imo. E what download it. Kojo. Enkwala cry say ba ko cry familiar wa how Kojo. We di too na so won too. Na Kojo Buaite Frimpong. As you are the tomb, why from so it will plead guilty to one count of sebe and kwala blue family. I want the phone so it is our time no and I could Buaite a plead guilty to plead guilty no say kodo saboni away did it me no want na krom ha US ya say it me no want na it's a remove you.
F1 visa student, he was recently charged with 7 counts of child pornography. Pled guilty on September 30th, 2024 to 1 count of child pornography. As of right now, I know where he's at, and we're gonna bring him in custody because he's removable because of the child pornography. Freak balls, right? What? Freak balls? Yeah. I get off. I got a warrant for your arrest. That's what affected your status. All right. So I'll explain everything. All right.
Now when you say about the subject of immigration any idea, many aspects. It's due to now saying somebody had to say na ice for HC amount for and no more deport amount for any idea. No, I wanted to get a better understanding. Number 7 sound common as see. I mean you be a Ghanaian apart from a year lawyer Juliana. Me catch you say lawyer Juliana no. The word in that training no fatoche. Say bami you want to say law na immigration law no or tiase. It's me lawyer Juliana. I got you come about say why na ye target. And you'll be out in the shoes of Kojo Frimpong kwa. And I say be an ipa for be one way be on USA. Or didn't Juma I bet to be deported. And to enjoy this conversation between myself and lawyer Juliana. Now face so absorbing knowledge lawyer Juliana a share on this particular subject. I about deportation and removals. Donald Trump Adaro Baitino. Koso our USA and Montezor. So lawyer Juliana will be helping us with some conversations surrounding the famous deportation saga that is currently ongoing in the United States of America. Most of you who watch Gossips 24 are scared. Musuro, but it's almost Pentecost for Campo de Bimon sorry.
Oh, it's running.
Yeah. So lawyer Juliana is here to help us. I mean, understand the situation better so that those of you who don't go to church, you can go to church. What is actually happening? What's this whole deportation thing about?
So what I would say is that in general, the thing is very chaotic. I say aye basa bisa because there's no definite. It's very confusing because people don't really know what is fully happening, as well as the policies are being set, but it doesn't mean that all of them have been implemented. So there's a lot of things, especially in social media, in the news, in the media, on TV. There's a lot of things that are being said, but not everything has actually been implemented. And obviously, the way I react here is and what asem keto ebia when him law na na fe usro because when him say and I we say you know yes. Intin semne de bebre wa around but nyene na has been implemented. What I'll say is that there's been a few things like now, no, obviously, you know, the deportations, no, it's true. There's been a lot of deportations.
Okay.
Whereas Anka first now Anka maybe say before they'll deport you, you know, be called courts near man. Or my expedited into it can be quick. They can like deport you. Fast, basically. I didn't in them. And at first, Anka maybe you have to do a crime. Before first, it was mainly criminals that get deported quickly. Yes, but now, no, it's almost like anybody. Like when they see you, they will stop you, and then they can. And now they've even created an app where like you can self-deport yourself. Yes, so you want
this is way new to me.
So they're encouraging people that why won't say maybe then a CBP home app you can go on there, you can self-deport yourself. So they're encouraging people if you know that only like okay, build up and then you can you start the process and then leave their country. So that's the main thing,
but senior, as you said, right, senior kind previously, what were some of the grounds that you would say can get one deported previously?
Okay, so previously, you know, it's criminal offenses. So I think criminal offense has always been the main thing. And I think that varies among most countries because sometimes you can be working like maybe sorry wako wijuma we be fie maybe wako sorry wa be fie like, but it's when you do a crime maybe and something as little as shoplifting, maybe wako shop wako for baby went to yaka. If you go through the judiciary system, obviously they will have to check everything that you have. Do you have your papers? So once they see that will take home one the papers, two who sound we are and they call room. And I say maybe you don't have papers, you are abusive, maybe you're domestic violence towards your partner in the rest. Obviously they don't need you, you're committing assault, you need to go. So first, criminal offenses is heavy on deportation. Then, and I think that's across most countries, it's not only in America. Then those who overstay their visas, obviously once they check and you don't have it, then those who enter illegally. So I think those are the main categories of how they deport people, and it's still widespread.
Okay. And if I get you, not much has changed. Just that previously, if you fall within this category, so this category, you will be taken to the law court. You get the chance to have a lawyer and go through the whole process. But now the assessment say if only within this category, that's what you want. No lawyer for you.
You know what it is? It's not that no lawyer for you. You still have a right to a lawyer. So you always have a right to a lawyer. However, the whole issue is the way everything is being done speedily now. Maybe by the time you get to your lawyer and those type of things, they may have already like gone through a lot of the process. Do you get what I mean? Yes, so it's always your right to have a lawyer. Do you get what I mean? So what I always advise, even now you have a right to a lawyer. What I always advise people is that if you know that maybe you have issues with your papers and the rest, make sure you have a lawyer. Don't wait till you get into a problem before you start seeking legal advice. So have a lawyer that you're talking to that is assisting you, trying to find ways for you. So in case you have an issue with ICE or anything, you can quickly call them and be like, oh, this is what I'm having. So they know how to help you speedily. But it's not now before maybe 1 year, some free. I feel like consultation. Do you get what I mean? Like,
by then you might be on the next flight.
You get me? Exactly. So it's always advisable that if you know say Oba start to say we need lawyers say kasa, like you are going to trying to see what is available for you and all of that, so that at least they have you on their record. So once you call, they know that you're their clients. Because they now be friend and a lawyer, so one friend back. Maybe we be friend 1, 2, 3 be and so be new be a obe ban tem abeboa obe hu kwana maybe work go mukra over.
So you always have to have someone on standby.
So have someone
in case
on standby.
Anything happens, you can call them and then
yes,
they know that
exactly. That's what it is.
So I want us to go into the current situation. Now we understand what has changed so far as deportation dynamics are concerned. The current situation, no?
Yes.
How do you see the whole thing happening now? Who do you think is a target? Okay, we already know that the norms around deportation but do you think there are some specific people target you and
I think generally, like Trump or Biden, no one in the target. The target is one, the Mexicans. He doesn't want them, like especially those that he thinks broke, like that have come through the borders illegally. Two, no, unfortunately, sometimes they always have to ask you and be sure. So I even say to people that you should always be on guard. Once when him so become now, that's how it is. Unfortunately, it works like that. You may have your papers, they can still stop you. So it could be anybody. I don't know if I should say there's a main target, but especially people that areas that they feel like crimes are high, they would always try to raid and see up or overcrowded places. I know there are some people, there are some lawyers that advise people that when him say oni kwata men ko clubbing tina ofi uko ijuma go back home because when him dey to me see. Do you get what I mean? But at the same time, and there's a whole thing about when they can stop and search you before they can even take you. Like let's say if you're in your house, before ICE must enter your house, they need consent from you. To me, and I say warrant from a judge. They can't just break into your house. But if you're in a public place, then they have the right to stop you and do anything. But if you're in your confined space, no, to me, you have to give them the consent or you have to open the door.
All right.
Unless they can prove they have a warrant from the judge.
You have videos of raids, right?
Yes.
Raids.
So when there's a raid, most of them might be illegal unless they can prove they have a warrant.
Okay.
Exactly. So they have to show they have a warrant to enter into a private space. It's actually the law. That you can't just. It's like the same thing like when the police come to arrest you. If they don't have a warrant, they can't come into your building. It's the same as the ICE raiding. So when they come, they need to show you their warrant, and then they need to show you that or you need to give them consent to enter into your house and all of that. But obviously, sometimes people are oblivious.
These are ICE hanging out in front of my client's house. So we're gonna see what's up. Oh, it's too early for this, y'all. What's going on? Who do y'all represent? Who do y'all represent?
Who are you?
I'm the family lawyer here.
Okay, guess my identification.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, who do you represent?
HSI, Homeland Security Investigations.
All right, what's going on?
We need to talk to her, make sure she's doing okay.
Who? That's not her.
I work for him.
Yeah.
We're looking for Amy.
For what?
We're doing a welfare check on her to make sure she's doing okay. That's
what's
all part of
what's the basis?
Listen, I can tell you.
Okay.
You're recording this, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Immigration court case has been closed by the judge. We're just waiting on what are we waiting on?
Just for the priority date.
Priority date for her green
so
card.
she can request her green card.
Perfect. We still need to talk to her.
Okay, I can set up an appointment at my office. We can do that.
Perfectly fine. You got a card?
Nah, but I can give you my name and number. Come on, man. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. She's around somewhere, I'm assuming.
Again, you need to talk to the sponsor and the...
Okay, so now you need to talk to the sponsor too. You say you need to talk to her. Now, who you need to talk to so I can set you up.
Well,
because I'm trying to prevent you all from coming back into this neighborhood. You understand? And she's doing fine. I don't know what. Again, I know what you're here for, I don't know if this is the first time this has ever happened. So this must be a new policy.
Any other questions?
Nah, you? All right. Yeah, you too.
We don't know. Someone will now through. You know, you have the right to tell them that this is my Fourth Amendment right. I'm not going to open the door and all of that. Like, those are things that people should know. Like, because basic things. So to fear will be to me room unless one I'll be upon them. And they can't just break through unless they can show that maybe this is the warrant from a judge saying that I should come and we should come and detain lawyer Juliana. Do you get what I mean? Before they can come in here.
This person.
Exactly. If not, you can't just come into my house. Who are you? What if no one asks you and you just come? Or you're fake? What else?
That's true. I think people should know this as well.
Yeah.
So you would advise that people should know where they are going to, right? Public spaces, maybe illegal gatherings.
Yes.
Because what you are saying actually draws my mind on the fact that most of the raids I've seen are places where maybe they are gangs. Right.
Yes, exactly.
Sports gamble.
This is yes.
Those are the
because they try to focus on those type of places, and I know maybe to them it's in the aim of the chances of illegal people being here is very high, and most times it's true. When they go, they always get people. And sometimes it's not even about maybe Bibini and Ghanaian. Sometimes it could be the Latino for Mexican for It's just that type of area, the gathering, that they always focus on.
So since we are talking about gatherings and what have you, Ghana for right?
Yes.
Ghana for heavy on community. So be sorry, parties. In these times, I saw a funny story about Church of Pentecost. In one of the states in the United States of America. I must say, my church members, sorry. Do you think there should be that fear?
I really don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think, you know what it is? I don't think it's as bad as social media makes it look. Because I've spoken to people that people that live there as well, and try to ask people are like, oh, they're okay, like almost sorry, almost shop, I think it's obviously, I can't tell people that go out and maybe Bibi Bekwa could see one. So but you yourself, you have to be vigilant, know the crowds that you're in. Know the times, like when you go somewhere you start seeing that maybe people are being a bit rowdy and the rest, leave that area because
vamos.
Because the chances of won't say tension the police can come. When the police comes, you don't know what will happen from there. So I think we just need to be more cautious. Sorry now, O'Connor, how long are you gonna spend there? You're probably gonna be in church for like maybe 2 hours or something. And it's a peaceful gathering. I don't want to say what are the chances, because anything can happen. However, you just need to be more cautious. That's what I would say, because you can't say you're putting your whole livelihood on hold.
And you mentioned that you've had conversations, so I'm sure maybe as a lawyer you have colleagues who may have had conversations with Nkrofo Ebia and Krata. What is the feedback? What's some of the experiences
similar, like I work really closely with one of an immigration lawyer in the US as well, and she's just given similar things. She just said that 1, make sure if you have papers when you're going out, carry it along with you. 2, make sure you avoid crowdy and like rowdy areas. I think the main target is the rowdy areas, because now if there's any criminal offense attached to your case, you just know you're going with your only chance. So those are the things you have to avoid a lot. And she always says get a lawyer. It's always important to get a lawyer.
And has she mentioned that people are reporting people for some sums? Is that true? You are an immigration lawyer. is that
people are people are reporting people. You know, I think for someone to report you, you know what? One thing about Bibinito is that sometimes you kasadodo.
Okay.
You kasadodo, and now what they was what can I say, and the way you behave. Because sorry to say, most times we are our own enemies.
True.
Maybe you feel like maybe when you wear kawasem, know who you talk to in terms of this type of things. Okay. And one thing I'll say is that, as I keep saying, maybe somebody will say, oh, maybe you're a lawyer and you know, say konakope lawyer, but no, these things are like abrochena one because of your livelihood. Maybe you want a better future. And you know, it's better so any lawyer because try and see how you can get something. Something that would give you like some sort of security, because obikrom when you Ghana dey in Namobian, you know, like God for us all, but broche de obikrom or no, we're planning a Niema. So if it's not what you're doing or what you're giving them, no, they will try and find ways. So it's good to always try and speak to a lawyer, see what opportunities are available for you that you can go onto it.
That's a lawyer. Very important.
Basically, it's not like I'm doing free advertisement, but
I mean,
we all want the best for.
It's important. Yeah, it's important. And stay out of trouble.
Exactly, to stay out of trouble.
And stay out of trouble. So, Laura, your final words to people watching this video currently who are scared, they are afraid. Reporting, yes, I'm for sorry and all of that. Your final words to some of these people watching on Gossip 24.
Mekacho must say they should not be too scared. There is reality. Social media too much. What they should do is that on one casano, me always say the best thing that maybe happened to the world is Google, because whatever you search you find information. Nemani bi wo ha wo te a one casano fatu Google will give you an answer, so you'll be guided. You can even ask Google that how many raids have happened in maybe Ohio, in New York. You know, it will guide you on where there is a lot happening. You will know yourself. And when you say maybe and you know, the thing about social media is that there's already different types of bloggers. There's some people that do it to gain attention and get their money. The people that put out to write information. So there's so much coming out.
And there are those who follow the conspiracy theories.
Exactly. So there's Google that you yourself you can read. Even now there's AI. If you put chat GTP one cause on kasaka, even sell because maybe bro for now won't pigeon or say. You get what I mean? Like, so you put the information in there, it will come out with some information for you yourself. So educate yourself. That's what I'll tell them. Always educate yourself. Make sure you are very aware. Don't be too scared before you go out. Just, if you don't have to go though, don't go. But I won't say don't go to church. Come on, guys. That's what I'll say. Meaning say, unless you know yourself that maybe you have like a lot of criminal records and things like that, so maybe you would rather refrain, then that makes sense. Like, then you speak to lawyers and try and see how you can get yourself on a better note to be out in the public again. That's fine. But apart from that, I think just be educated, seek legal advice. When ICE comes to your home, you have the right to either allow them in or not, unless they show you that they have a warrant. And what I'll say is that there are some people who are currently like Yekromphobia or Mexico maybe or feel some person cross the border. No, I advise say in such situations currently it's better to go back to Ghana and find another way.
Doc, fitty.
Oh no.
See, Brazil, Nicaragua,
see, any say yes, sir, any try so be another country, because now no, what my border now is tight, very tight, and as someone who want they will return you. Do you get what I mean? I am very tight. And I'm always says that one thing about a chrome for is that pay America, UK, Canada. When I come to me clients be on my own consultation every country. Sometimes no, you may start from country obia and
yeah.
And I'll be you when you get in Krata or it may open doors for you to even go to America now. Yes, without stress.
That is true.
But no, per se Matissa will be America into so that's what I'm saying. Say sometimes no, we have to evaluate the situation first and know the countries we're going to. Not everybody is lucky to go to America straight away. Nobody is lucky to go to the UK straight away. But sometimes you may start from. Sometimes I see some people. Maybe sometimes some people go to maybe let's say Qatar. Or service on your way like so on your finances then they try another higher country. Do you get what I mean? It's sometimes it can be a journey. It doesn't have to be like a straight road. Life is never a straight road. Exactly. If I say someone come back to Ghana, it's not that I'm saying say maybe baby. What I'm trying to say is like let's try and maybe reevaluate
look for other options.
Yes, then instead of just crossing, because we do if they return you, now wakoje ban, you've been deported into when now kono what's it?
Okay. It's in case we be here now, a person reach out to you. For me, I know your Instagram, I know your email, I know your website, but say we'll be sure how can they reach you?
So my Instagram Miss_Okwe is my Instagram, or Advice Geek. Advice Geek is the immigration consultancy that I work with. Yeah.
Okay, so it's www.advicegeek.org or
.org. Yes, .org. Yes.
Advicegeek.org.
Yeah.
First, not TikTok live, but you see there. Doc.
Oh, TikTok live no me you were busy and also same.
Doc. The loss you on your TikTok live name might be.
Me say. Because we can't, this week Friday maybe because of one maybe.
I was over back to TikTok live now.
Yeah.
But that's our journey August 24. So we hope to see you here another time.
Definitely
giving us insights on some of these cases as well. God richly bless you. I know
God bless you too for all the good work you are doing.
The law.
I know.